So hello, round 8 coming up. We're off to Canada. So 2 quite close championships. We had a fascinating race at Monaco where Schumacher and Coulthard came to harm and took each other out. Frentzen and Fisichella ended up 2 laps down. So 4 cars starting at the back of the field. A good looking grid if you are a Honda fan. Panis and Villeneuve looking very good indeed, and so is Ralf. But see, the guys, Alesi's quicker than Alonso, so these guys could get compromised, but then they're being held up by Irvine as well. So then you've got Mazzacani behind him, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting run down to turn 1. But what a race! There's plenty of circuit here for people to make moves up and down the field. And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a battle between the BARs, the Williams and Barrichello up front, and you're going to see the others trying to smash their way through to negate these guys' points. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on. Canada race number 8.
The Gilles Villeneuve circuit just outside Montreal is very popular with both drivers and spectators. It's a combination of high-speed straights and tight chicanes, together with some superb scenery, making this a very popular venue during the season.
In pole position we have Jean Alesi. Second position is Alonso. Taking up third place is Panis. In fourth we have Jacques Villeneuve. And in fifth we have Eddie Irvine. And sixth spot is Ralf Schumacher.
Come on.
Gaston Mazzacani is on row 4 and in 7th position. 8th we see Rubens Barrichello. Luciano Berti in 9th spot. Jos Verstappen, 10th position. 11th for Jarno Trulli. Nick Heidfeld is in 12th. Benaldi is on row 7. Jenson Button in 15th spot. Kimi Räikkönen is in 16th spot. Juan Pablo Montoya takes up 17th place. 18th position for Mika Häkkinen. In 19th spot is Giancarlo Fisichella. 20th is Heinz-Harald Frentzen. David Coulthard.
Okay, we need a good start here from Ralf as the grid forms up. Don't forget, are we going to get a nice start at the front here? Usually it's halfway down. Who are we looking at? Ralf, Irvine. There you go, front row. What are those BARs going to do? What is everyone going to do? Good start there, it looks like, from Alesi. And one of the BARs is threatening him already. Any dramas? Everyone's nicely spaced out, nothing's going on there. So Alesi's got away, but he's got a very quick BAR right behind him. And I haven't checked which one's Panis. Panis looking racy. Is Panis going to make a move for the lead here? Not quite. So you've got Alonso got away in 3rd with Villeneuve still behind him. Ralf hasn't made any moves, and look at that, that's Mazzacani nailing Barrichello, who has dropped back 2 places. And the 2 McLarens look. So actually Häkkinen has fallen behind these 2 that Schumacher's got ahead of. So Schumacher and Häkkinen have swapped places. And still we have this battle for the lead. And here's the other BAR has got past. Okay, the other BAR has got past. So now Panis, and this is what I was worried about, Ralf getting bogged down as the BAR's got away. They're having a right old scrap. Yeah, we've got bogged down in there. This is where we need to see. Careful, Jack. See, Villeneuve's not got a podium this year, and he's petered out a little bit. He was looking strong, but he's dropped away. And he's having a look at his teammate. That was close. Might be something going on there. That looks like a problem corner. Speaking of problems, look at these BARs, and they're pulling away. Alesi is putting honours on Alonso, and the problem is Irvine keeps backing off badly, and it's costing Ralf. These three will be loving this, and Alesi needs this. Villeneuve's got past Panis, and he has to be favourite now. But they've got the same problem they always have, the guy in clear air. He's just a little bit too quick. These BARs have got to get this move done. Here comes Villeneuve. Villeneuve looks close. See, now they seem to be backing out of it. If they think they're in peril, they back right out of it going into the chicane. Alonso's causing a train, and Ralph's looking racy, but he has to tuck back in, and Barrichello has got back up behind them. I hope that's Barrichello, not Schumacher. It is Barrichello. But Ralph has... and Villeneuve has got the move done. We've missed... we have missed, funnily enough. They're missed by the race director. Villeneuve takes the lead, and what a chance. He's surely the winner. Panis cannot afford to get bogged down. Is he going to follow his teammate? He is not. He's going to have a go, but he's not going to get round there, and the Lazy's going to hold on. And Panis, as Ralf tries to get past Irvine, and Ralf emerges as a threat, the newest threat. Ralph's got to get this move done. As Irvine runs wide and hits Ralf, gives him a little love tap. Ralf needs to get this move done quickly. Villeneuve is off now. Villeneuve is off into the sunset. We've got Frentzen at the back still with Coulthard. Is still, see, Coulthard is not good at getting through the field. He's made a place there, and here's the problem, Marquez, and he's creating a gap. So the march through the field at the moment is steady, but Alonso still makes it possible. He looks racy, Ralf. Ralf wants to get the move done, and he has... oh, he hasn't got it done. He thought he had it done. He was last of the late breakers there, and he's going to be on the outside again. Or is he? Ralph's got it done. Ralf has got it done. Up into fourth. Now he can chase these guys, and he's going to cause a problem in not too long. He's... Panis, though. Panis. If Panis gets this move done, that's looking dangerous. If Panis gets this move done, it's a BAR 1-2. Terrible news. Just as we got ourselves in a position to attack these guys, Panis locks out of position. Look at the gap that Alesi got on Marquez quickly. And Rubens, see, Ralf and Rubens have got the move done on Alonso, and Alonso accepts. So now Barrichello is a problem again to Ralf. So now we've got a BAR 1-2, and this is going to run this now. These two are swashbuckling back into the championship battle as a team. Panis has still got the run on Villeneuve on points. If this stays the same, then there's no reason that it won't. And the Lazy has still got a nice gap on Ralf. Ralf's got to really get the move going. And he's going to suck Barrichello along with him. And Irvine has finally got the move done, so Alonso must be fading. Well, the cars are burning off their fuel and getting quicker. Montoya is battling with Trulli already for 10th. So Montoya looks like he could get some points for Williams again. And we have somebody in peril. We have 21 runners. So let's go through the field. We've got the 2 BARs. We've got a Prost, we've got a Williams, we've got a Ferrari, Jag. There's Alonso, Mazzacane. Second Williams, Jordan. We missing? Nope, there's Raikkonen. Let's not try and guess, I'm always rubbish at guessing. Nope, it's Benaldi. So the Arrows have had another retirement. I say another, I think that's their first. But look at the Lazy, he's still got a nice gap to Ralf. And I'm not entirely sure that Irvine is going to catch him. So he could be on for some points here. Some really decent points as well. And he's the last guy. He's the last guy on no points. So let's get him some points today. Nando holding on to the back end of the points. He's still got this blocker at Mazzacane helping him out. And he's causing crazy stuff behind him, which Michael is really starting to move through now. Michael wants points here today. He's seeing, he wants to hold back the Williams here. The McLaren's looking good next race, as things are, but let's see how it finishes up. I'm surprised Alonso has been able to hold this position so long. Michael's looking at Montoya now, because as Montoya blasts past Verstappen, puts him offline and allows Michael to follow him. Can he blast past Gaston? He bailed out of the move again. They seem to bail out of moves. Michael doesn't. He gets the bit between his teeth. So Irvine's only a little bit up the road from these guys, but he's making gains on Alonso. And crikey, what happened to him? Yeah, the gap's closing back up again. It seems far more difficult for the quicker teams to get up and pass than I thought on this circuit. They need the slower guys in front to just hold up. But of all teams, BAR to get the first one too. Alonso still holds 7th from Juan Pablo, who's got ahead of Mazzacane. And as a good look, gets a bit over racy. And now it's going to fall fodder to the Prost if he's not careful. Come on, Juan Pablo, you've got to get a move on here. Yeah, he's just not being aggressive enough now. He looks like he wanted to have a go, but didn't. Benaldi out after 6 laps. So he keeps dropping back. Look at Schumacher dropped right back. And Pablo's being over aggressive again and getting caught by the Prost. Yeah, he's not going to get through there. And the McLaren's are still struggling like mad. So it's going to be good news for them next race. And Ralf has got past, we missed it. Ralf into the podium positions. Too little too late to catch the BARs. But the question is now, what can Barrichello do? Lazy's looking good for his points. Man, that's helping Ralf big time. So Ralf's nicely away. He's got a big gap to the BARs. Let's have a try and gauge what we've got. See, there's Ralf. He's never catching these guys. So as Jack comes down the back straight onto the start finish. He's still holding up Barrichello. And Irvine's on his own. Schumacher, you absolute bastard. How has he done that? In the space of about a lap, has dropped about 3 people. And Montoya is still stuck behind Alonso. Michael has got 2 points out of this. Oh, is this Villeneuve going to win his home race? I've only just realised. Schumacher flying, is he going to catch Irvine? There he is. And still Alonso frustrates Montoya. So there's going to be a slight close-up in the championship, but these 2 points for Michael, he's really pulled something out of the bag there. That's going to help him. Not starting so far down to the back of the pack next time as well gives him a chance. And he's the one that does this. He scores, he gets in things, scores some points, then goes and gets a near podium. He's got 2 wins. It's been a few races since his last win, but the crash at the last race doesn't affect him at all. He just drives through the field from 22nd into 7th. That's when Pablo gets bogged down. Ralph's pushing like crazy, but Panis is almost looks like Panis has closed up a little bit. Marquez, Bertie, Fizzy, Raikkonen, Frentzen, Button, Truly, Coulthard. It's just a little bit further up. I think Alonso's going to hold on. He's causing an absolute mayhem behind him. Oh goodness me, look how Pablo got done there. It really could be anything, couldn't it? Crowd are cheering. I can finally hear it this time. Just hope I haven't drowned my audio out again. But Jack Villeneuve in his home race, there you go, Canada, the Canadian in Canada, has taken a famous victory, giving BAR their first win of the season, and Panis, his teammate, to rub salt into the wound, is sat there in second place right behind him in the camera shot to give us our first 1-2 of the season. And now Michael's banging in fastest laps. Is this the final lap? Has Jack won? Not quite. Lazy. What a performance from him. And I daren't even look at what's going on. Oh dearie me. Michael's already up with his old teammate. And stuff has gone on. Montoya did grab 8th in the end. What's happened to him? Where has Alonso gone? Oh, Alonso's wiped out somewhere. Oh goodness me, there's been some sort of incident and we've lost Alonso. This is all irrelevant. for now, well, it's not irrelevant. we'll catch up with that in a minute. For now, we're watching BAR, I think, hurtling down the back straight to win. In Jack's home city. There you go, Panis second, Ralf right behind them. Lazy is going to get his first points, and it's a decent grab as well. Rubens right behind him. Irvine the same, with the big red machine right behind him. And disappointingly, a guy who could have had more points here, Juan Pablo, got 8th. And the McLarens, there's a good old battle going on there. One McLaren just about got it, as everybody else streams through. Now we'll see what happened in that mess. So there you go, these two right back into the swing of things. They got the moves done early though, and Ralf didn't. Ralf got stuck, and in the end it took him an age to get past Alonso, and these guys were away and there was no contest. Ralf could have got in amongst them, I think, but he had to settle for a 5-second deficit. Shoemaker, how did you do that? There was a move towards the end there where he dropped about 3 people and we missed it. I missed it. And yeah, without the race director probably would have caught that, but I'd have been absolutely battling with changed camera views, and some of those onboard shots, it switches between them quite mercilessly, and I didn't really want too much of that. So this is Alonso did just about hang on to the lead lap, so you're going to have a Minardi front row. Crikey, he must have been battered in that last lap. As for the rest, yeah, the McLarens recovered quite well, everybody recovered quite well, so it's an interesting race next up. So big moves in both championships, with Panis taking the lead of the drivers. But we start with the cons, because the first 1-2 of the season I think is fairly significant, and it goes to BAR, an unlikely candidate for the first 1-2. But nevertheless, there they are, and they sit 3 points clear of Williams now. A nice 6-point lead on Ferrari, can't be sniffed at, and the 10 they've got on McLaren, very interesting, given that McLaren have the most amount of wins this season, and yet sit behind their rivals. Those 2 DNFs are really the main problem there. Jordan didn't score, but stay ahead of Benetton, who also didn't score, and they lead the battle for the best of the rest. Minardi did score, and putting another 4 points on the board makes it a little bit more difficult for the guys behind them, but Jaguar and Prost both added to their totals and closed in a little bit on Minardi. Arrows, Bernaldi, he became our 4th DNF of the season, and we didn't see that. We don't know what happened to him, but he's obviously had a collision with someone somewhere and knocked off a couple of wheels. So starting with the bottom half, Alesi finally got his points, so everybody is on the board now. Irvine also got a decent score in amongst the kind of cars that he was in amongst with, and puts a little bit more honours on his teammate and moves a little bit more towards the battle for the top of the bottom half. Alonso, so unlucky, probably only on for 1 point, but got taken out somewhere and has ended up at the back of the grid, but just managed to stay on the lead lap. So we actually have a Minardi lockout. I don't think we've had one of those since possibly the first race of the season. So we're kind of back to our traditional reverse grid parameters. What a result for the BARs. The first 1-2 this season, and they fly up the charts, right back into contention. Villeneuve, both of them well within that kind of 10-point buffer you need. Slowly grinding back to Schumacher, who scored somehow. I really thought he was going to be hampered by the crash he had in the last race, but he scored. He came through and scored. So you can't say that it has really caused him a problem. It has Coulthard. Ralf, also scoring that podium, has moved himself a little bit closer into the battle. And you have it's nicely spread out, but just one race can close that stuff up. As I mentioned last time round, the one guy I really felt sorry for was Frentzen, because he should have been in this. He should have been in a battle here, but he got wiped out by Ralf. And you can kind of see the skullduggery of it, because Ralf now has turned around it in the championship standings and has muscled ahead of Frentzen by virtue, really, of that terrible, terrible piece of driving. You can see that the McLarens are kind of in a bunch with Barrichello. Now, Barrichello, the strange case of Barrichello, I'll work it out for you at the next race, but he is possibly one of the most consistent scorers here. But he can't really get above 4th, 5th, 6th place. So he can't put big points on the board. But we'll see. We'll see what he can do. And Jenson Button, he's actually best of the rest right now, because Frentzen is the interloper who is taking Barrichello's place in the top 8. So once again, fair play to Frentzen, and a nice little battle brewing there for best of the rest, which I don't think Barrichello will be in forever and will end up being between Button, Raikkonen and Frentzen. But let's see, because that is an absolute guess. We're in Europe next. We're back to Europe, and I believe it's the Nürburgring. Shui's favourite track, isn't it? The Nürburgring. But I hope you enjoyed this race, and the championship is picking up nicely. And I will see you next time.